Say we talk to Gabe in Texas.
Let's do it.
All right. Sounds good.
Gabe, you have some questions about discussing vaccine efficacy with a young Earth creationist. That is going to make for such a clickbaity title. Yeah. I'm excited for this conversation.
Right. Wait, it's so boring.
Correct. I've been atrocious at it. Hello, Scott. Hello, Chrissy. Hello, Forrest.
Howdy.
I've not had success at all teaching young Earth creationists about evolution and about vaccine efficacy.
Well, who are these people that you are teaching? What is the context in which you are espousing this information? Because that's going to be deeply important to how people take in information.
Well, to be honest, they're on TikTok. They're the Christians that are on TikTok trying to say that evolution's false, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, social media activism will absolutely wear you out. I'll point that out. I do appreciate you trying to get good information out there. Please don't let your self-esteem or your personal well-being live and die based on how that goes over for you. I mean, believe me, looking at the comment section of this show is not always great for your mental health. But that being said, is there maybe more specific advice that y'all might offer, some information about how to discuss vaccines in particular?
I've got something, but I've been talking for a long time, so I can wait.
I was just going to say, just talk to people. I mean, just talk to these people. Develop a relationship. Are they? Did we say? Were there specific people are they your family members? Are they your people in your community? I mean, what?
No, they're the Christians on TikTok. There's plenty of Christians that have a large.
So kind of random strangers.
Spread misinformation.
Just
not necessarily random, but they have a large following.
It can be difficult to hammer facts over people's heads. I mean, people the guard goes up, they get resistant, they don't really listen to you, they don't really consider what you're saying. And so, one thing that you can do is just not, it doesn't have to be here's the facts, and if you don't believe them, then you're just going in the wrong direction. It's a matter of how you present that. If you present it in such a way that, let's explore this together, or let's examine, let's see what we can find. What information do you have? Let's look at that. Here's some information that I have. Let's go through this together. And if it's more of a joint effort, then it will feel less combative and less confrontational. And when somebody's feeling like they're in a confrontation, the shields go up and and they tighten up. And so try to communicate in such a way that it's a collaborative effort. If ask them, are you interested in figuring out how the world works? Do we want to know what's right here? Is that what's important? And so let's explore that together. Let's push down that path together. And that can make a big difference just in the way that you present it.
Yeah, I would parrot the end of that, because I have gotten a tremendous amount of not just success in an online discussion, but also just peace of mind by starting conversations, by asking when someone comes to my comments and says something stupid about vaccines, something stupid about Christianity, about evolution or whatever. I've been starting by asking, are you actually asking me for an explanation about this? Or are you just here to say some shit?
Right.
Like, what are we doing? Are you actually wanting to have a conversation? Because if you are, I'm happy to tell you why what you just said is nonsense. But if you're just here to say some shit, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. We can move on from that. You've said the shit. It's great. And then now when they're like, okay, well, no, I actually want to say it. Now they are in a listening mood instead of a combative mood. Now they have decided, they have told me I am here to listen to you. And now I can leverage that. Like, okay, well, don't interrupt me. Don't cut me off. Let me explain to you.
You asked for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And when we get there, I find specifically with talking about, vaccine efficacy and vaccine hesitancy, there are studies, plenty of studies showing that, like, even the more Christian somebody is, and especially the kind of white nationalist Christians we were talking about and all this, those folks have a very high rate of vaccine hesitancy, very high rate of distrust in medical establishment and doctors, in medical research, in science in general. And conspiracy theory spreads like crazy, and the same people who have no idea what might be in the Mountain Dew they're drinking and the Big Mac they're eating and the cigarettes they're smoking and the other medications that keep them alive every day will tell you that they don't know what's in that vaccine, so they just can't trust it. And so what I like to do is to try to just relate it to other things that are a little bit less scary, a little bit more mundane. Here's an example. Seatbelts are only about maybe 50 to 60% effective. On a good day, 60%. So you have about a 50% chance of a seatbelt really reducing the risk of serious injury or death in a car accident. Airbags, you're talking like 35 to 40% maybe, right? So seatbelts and airbags, which we all agree are probably good things to use when you are driving, are much less effective than a vaccine where you have like, the MMR vaccine is something like 95% immunity if you have. And so like you have these vaccines that are remarkably effective. And the same people who are going to tell you, well, it's not 100% effective, so I don't trust it, guarantee you have an airbag in your car and you're not going to cut that shit out because it's only 35% effective. Now imagine car crashes are contagious. What do you want in your car? You want the thing that's going to save your life. Even if it's not a guarantee, you want that little bit of help. And so if you can start to think about it that way, now you can think about, okay, this thing, it's not 100% effective. It doesn't prevent me from always catching the disease. It doesn't prevent me from always spreading the disease, but it makes it much less likely that I catch it, and it makes it way less likely that I get severely sick or die from it. And I can spread this to my friends and my loved ones. I don't want my grandma dealing with this either, so I'm going to make sure that I'm protected to make sure that she's protected. Just like if a car crash was contagious, if I put my grandma in the car, I'm going to make damn sure she has a seatbelt and an airbag. I'm not going to drive with her, without those things because I care about her life. So I'm going to make sure that I'm protected by getting a car that has these safety features, and that protects my passenger as well, the people that I love. That's the way that I would try to reach out to people this way. And I'm telling you, it's going to be hard, and it's probably still not going to work, because those everlasting thought stoppers are going to jump in and people are going to say what they want to say, what they've been taught to say, by whatever their favorite podcast told them to say. But at the end of the day, that's the best way that I can try to bridge that gap with people like that.
So can we get our hands on that vaccination for those car crashes? Is that gonna get
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right. That's a relief.
How's all that strike you, Gabe?
One of the things I've been trying to do to encourage better conversations is to, well, I guess this is a question. How do you get them to call, for example, talk Heathen? Because I've only been successful in my entire life for one person to actually call. And
same thing I said earlier. If you find out, tell me. Yeah. the amount of people in every one of my comment sections telling me that they can call in and destroy me in a debate versus the amount of people that actually call and try, massive disparity. So you let me know when you find out.
I appreciate you putting yourself out there and trying to put good information out there as well.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much.